Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Ron's Opinion Don't Matter on the OG Network. Today is all about broke man investing. One of the days that I like a lot is just talking about the stock market, what's happening, what's going to happen. Understanding that I am not a financial advisor. Things that I talk about when it comes to investing is things that I might do, could do, should do, would do, possibly do. Hey, just for real, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, these are just things that I talk about what I might do, should do, possibly do, what goes on. And for those that follow my channel and has been following my channel for quite a while and have listened to me talk about investing, understand that I am by far mostly a dividend investor, meaning that the stocks that I purchase, the companies that I invest in are mostly companies that pays out some form of dividend, and that's my strategy of investing, and that's the way that I usually go. Yes, I do have some things that are not paying dividends, but the vast majority of my portfolio are things that pay out dividends. And in my opinion today, we got a lot of things that's happening in the stock market. There's one company I've been buying into. Again, these are not suggestions that you should buy, but I am going to put them into the chat. These are just things that I might do. That I'm looking at on my in my portfolio that possibly maybe buy more of. And I usually put the stock codes in there just so people know what stock codes I'm actually talking about. And I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm in the red with this company quite a bit. I bought a little bit more this morning already, but I still watching it. They do pay dividends. They pay it every single month, but it's a little bit concerning about why it dropped so much. But I'm a risk taker too, so it is what it is. I'm going to keep buying it. I got a certain amount of shares that I want to accumulate before I push the brakes on that one, but I'm not there yet, so I'll keep buying. I usually try to get to 100 shares of whatever company I'm buying from, stocks that I'm buying. I'm not at 100 shares with this one, but that's my plan with that, is to get to 100 shares and hope and see what happens after the fact, and then I'll push the brakes on it, and then I'll move on to something else. But that is one that I'm looking at, and the other one that I'm looking at is but some of these are repeats. Just so y'all know, for the people that follow my channel on a regular basis, some of the stocks that I'm buying and looking at may be some repeats. So you might see some of the same stock codes for the ones that have been following my channel for quite a while. You might see the same stock codes that I mentioned before. But again, if you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. I am a dividend investor. Nothing that I say in the suggestions that you do. These are just things that I'm looking at in my portfolio that I am in the red with. So if someone looked at what I'm looking at and they had intentions of buying it, they would be purchasing those stocks at a cheaper cost than I originally bought it at. But yes, I'm in the red with these things. So usually when I go on my lives and I do my show, I always talk about the stuff that I might buy more of, only because I currently already have stock in it and it's in the red for me. But yeah, those are two so far that I have. I'm looking at. One of them I bought a little bit more this morning when the market opened up, but I might go a little bit further. And I might get into the crypto. Not in suggesting anybody should buy it, but I've been buying some crypto too, but I'm not going to get that far into it. But maybe later in this video, I might just do it. But yeah, that's what I'm That's the things that I'm looking at. Let me put this one there. That's correct. That's another one that I'm looking at. These are stocks that I'm just looking at, and like I said, these are not suggestions for anybody to buy or sell or anything or do anything that I'm doing. This is just things that I am looking at and things that I might buy. I don't do a whole lot of stock trading. I am a long term. I invest and I hold, and that's my plan. Has always been to invest and hold. The portfolio that I use is Robinhood. So if anybody's on this live, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're trying to figure out what I'm looking at, this is my Robinhood portfolio. Yes, there I do have other portfolios that I use, but Robinhood is my main one that I kind of work the most, put the most work into. And then sometimes I'll move some things here and there around. But how y'all doing? Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Say what's up to a brother. Don't just sit there in the background. Make yourself known. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Say what's up. Say hello. And if you're a person that believe in investing or you trade stock or whatever, say what's up. You know what I mean? And like I said, the ones that I'm putting in the stock in there, the ones that I'm putting in the chat or not, or just things that I'm looking at. Not a suggestion for you to buy anything, but if the person was to buy, they would actually be buying it cheaper than I am. These are the ones that I'm looking at in my stock, in my portfolio. Yes, every single one of these, if anybody have questions about do they pay dividends, yes, they do. Every single one that I put in the chat, I have collected some form of dividend off. Now, I can't guarantee they're going to keep paying because I don't have no control over that. But I have collected dividends off of every single thing that I put in the chat. So if a person, wanted to know, do they pay dividends up until this point? Yes, they have been. This is one I probably, when it was down a whole lot, I wish I would have bought more. I'm still looking at it. I'm still looking at it, which is APLE. I wish there was a time it was down a lot more for me, but I looked at something else and I went that way. But I wish I would have stuck to my guns with that one and kept going. No, that's not Apple the company, but it's more like a hospitality stock. I think when this is just my opinion, when investments when people start really getting more of their own money, I think those type of stocks eventually going to see a lot of increase in value. People are going to be starting to travel more and doing more with their money, being a little more loose with the money. So that's the reason why I bought it, and I wish I would have got more. But you got to work with what you got. I'm not rich, not even close. These are just things that I have already done, and things that I may purchase later on down the road, or possibly today, depending on how things go. How's everybody doing? Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Now, some of these stocks y'all might not be able to get if you got a different portfolio than I have. I'm using Robinhood, and that's where I purchased all these are things that I have already purchased. I use Robinhood. Some people may use other things, and there's no guarantee that you might find these stocks or these particular stocks in those if you're trying to look them up. But these are just ones that I'm looking at that I have every intentions of buying more of down the road, depending on, number one, where my money's at. Number two, where if I see them as being one of the better opportunities. But so far so good. Like I said, I'm in the red with these, and that's pretty much it. Now the stock market as a whole is up. Like it's really, really climbing. This is not one of them days that I would really want to buy. I mean, those I am in the red with. So yes, there are opportunities. But I know that the stock market a lot of times will take a hit, and I know the stock market's going to be closed early today. I think 1 o'clock, but it's going to take a hit, and when it takes that hit, that's usually when I buy. So a lot of times I'll let the dividends just keep rolling in, keep stacking them up, and see what happens. I know that the Feds are soon to be talking about interest rates again. I think December the 10th, somewhere around there, the Feds will. So sometimes you will get a moment where the stock market will take a hit, and it'll take a hit down. But so far, well, I don't know. I mean, it looks like the Feds might lower the interest rates a little bit, but we'll see how it is. I know it's Black Friday. People out there, doing a Christmas shopping and running around and whatever. I'm gonna be honest with you, I put no effort into that. And I think this is not for everybody, this is just me. I know a lot of people love the holidays and they go out there and they spend all of this money on different things. And I'm be honest with you, I think sometimes they go way overboard. But that's their money, and they should have the right to do with their money what they want to do with their money. It's just that from a financial perspective, a lot of times when I do see people doing this, as it relates to Black Friday and Christmas and holidays, I've seen so many people put themselves in such financial dire because they're so emotionally driven with feeling like they're obligated to do this stuff that it's just crazy. I understand it. I'm just not that person. I got family. I love my family. I got kids. I love my kids. But one thing I do not do is don't let Black Friday, holidays, and all the other stuff make me feel pressure that I have to do something. And some may say, "Oh, it's because I love them." Like, yeah, all right, well, you got 365 days to do that out of the year. You don't have if what you buy somebody on a regular basis is contingent on the relationship that you have with them, then you might want to reconsider the relationship. And that's just my opinion. But hopefully y'all having a blessed day. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful day. I put in the chat a few things that I have intentions of that I'm looking at. Usually when I'm on Friday videos is all about investing. And I'm glad that I don't, you're going to possibly get some of the trolls and the other stuff. And I really don't like being bothered with that sometimes. And sometimes you got to have a moment where you fall back and, get out of all of the rhetoric. So I try to pull away from that stuff like that. But do pension funds use the same kind of investments? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think pension funds, they vary. So I'm not gonna say that they use the same kind of investments. Some of them might, but I'm be honest with you, from my understanding, and not saying that I'm 100% right, Walter, is I think that depends on the managed person that's managing the pension fund, and because that can vary from one thing to another. And just like 401ks and stuff like that. I think you have a level of who handles it, and I think the people that have the money in the pension funds probably should pay close attention to it. I watch my money, and like I said, I know for the most part, I think pension funds are managed differently. So I don't think what I'm talking about have the same investments. I think it varies, and you just don't know with pension funds because they are all different and people manage them differently. And for me personally, I just think that if a person has a pension fund and you have money going into a pension fund, you need, and in any investment, you need to watch your money closely. That's all I'm saying. You really should watch your money closely. I never understood people that have 401ks and people that have pension funds and stuff like that, why they just go in idle mode and never pay attention to what's going on. And then when something bad happens where the pension fund is dried up. Well, why did it dry up? And you get surprised down the road of something that you should have been paying close attention to. And I think that's a big mistake with a lot of people is that they don't pay close attention to their money. I watch my money like a hawk. If you got a 401k, you need to know what's going on with your 401k on a regular basis. You need to know make sure that the money is going. I mean, 401k is a little bit different because you get to choose from the options that they have in the 401k, but it still comes with risk. And a lot of times, I don't think people look at their 401ks very closely. They don't look at the return on investment as opposed to how much money they actually have. Here's the point. Let's say I'm putting money in my 401k regularly every day, and then I look at the return on investment and I look at it as, okay, I'm technically losing money. I'm technically losing money. So if you look at the money that they put into your 401k, and then you look at the overall performance, and if in the negative, then it's something maybe you might need to reevaluate the way your 401k is being handled. Do you have opinion on precious metal? I think, all right, here's the thing on precious metal. I think they are great investments. I do. I mean, for me personally, I do have money invested in gold. Like not gold directly, but I do have money invested in stocks that hold gold. And I also have money invested into mining and stuff like that, which is mining precious metal. Southern Copper is one of the companies I do have money invested into. GGN is another one that's centered around gold. So I think, you got to look at it like this. These are resources we're always going to need. I don't care what people say, you're always going to need this stuff. Like gold is a necessity to some extent. Copper is a necessity. If you look at, they might change how they do plumbing and stuff like that, but you still need this precious metal for the wiring and stuff like the computer systems and stuff like that and all that stuff. So in my opinion, I think investing in precious metal, it's a necessity. Yeah, you're going to see the value of your investments probably go up and down here and there, but me personally, I would do it. And I mean, I ain't gonna say that I have money invested in precious metal. So my opinion is I think that's a good investment. That's just me. I'm not saying that I'm right, but in my opinion, I think that's precious metal is a good investment because I do have money, and that's why I did it, and that's why I went that direction too. Let me see if I can find it. Southern Copper is a mining company too, and they just to give you a little bit of insight of what I mean by that. I don't remember the stock code, so I gotta go in and actually find it in my portfolio. Yeah. I'll put it in the SCC. For Walter, I'm just giving you an idea. This is a stock code for Southern Copper. I'm not telling you to buy it or suggesting that you do it. I'm just showing you that one of the ones that I do have money invested in. And they don't just do copper, they do it's called Southern Copper, but they do other stuff like they mine for zinc, all different types of metal, precious metal, and metal that we use outside of just gold and silver and stuff like that. I don't know if they do gold, but I know they do silver. But either way, the answer to your question, yes, I think it's a good investment. I mean, that's my opinion on it. I think it's a good investment. But, it's not one of the ones that I was, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you an idea on the answer to your question. I think it is a good investment. Well, hopefully y'all having a blessed, wonderful day. Do a brother a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. I usually on Fridays, I try to come in and talk about investing, what I'm doing, what I might do, just to give some people that follow my channel some insight of what moves that I make, what I might make, what I might purchase, some things that I've already purchased, and the stocks that you see in the chat, stock codes that you see in the chat. all other than SCCO, because I am in the green. Southern Copper, I'm in the green a lot because I got it relatively down. I'm up actually percentage wise. I am up like 35% above what I originally bought it at. SCCO. I'm not saying you should or should not buy it, but the other ones are ones that I am in my portfolio in the red, meaning that it is a lot cheaper today than it was when I originally bought it, other than SCCO. See, SCCO, because Walter was asking the question, I was just giving him an idea of what it was that I had as it relates to that. The other stocks that I put into the chat are ones that I have in my portfolio, but I am sitting in the red today. And some of them I've been in the red for a little while, but I still accumulate. My usually, when I first started investing, for those that don't know, I start out with $1. Everything that I buy, I put $1, and I work it from that point on. That's why I call it broke man investing. I start out with $1. First, I make sure it pays. Just wonder how city pensions work. Yeah. In my opinion, just pay close attention. I don't, I know they vary from, I know this, city pensions vary, but I would suggest that if you work for the city or something like that, please pay close attention, on your money, what it's doing, how it's performing, and get as much insight from them as you possibly can about your pension fund, man. I would just suggest you pay close attention to it. Because I've heard pension funds go dry because they was mismanaged, and it can happen. But yeah, they and that's the other thing is the reason why I buy a lot of stocks and semiconductors and stuff like that, because I see how the world is changing so rapidly with this type of stuff, and that's real talk. But that's why I got Southern Copper. I had GGN, which is like a gold stock. They mine basically deal with gold, but we all know that investing come with risk. And I always tell people, if you're not willing to stomach the risk, then this is probably not the place for you. Although I've seen and I know 100% that if you're smart and if you're patient, you can actually make a comfortable living off investing if you're smart with your money. Leah, how you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Appreciate you showing up. I see you trying to put in a whole lot of work over there when you can, with your channel. I would, just keep going. My sister, keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. You're doing well. I see it. And appreciate you really fighting the good fight of trying to get out as much information from a fair perspective. I'm going to say that way, from a fair perspective. And like the bug, what's going on? What's going on, man? God bless you. God bless you. That food looked good on that video, bro. Yeah, that food looked real good. I see you was eating well. The good thing is you was working out consistently. That way, by the time you got ready to eat, you know what I mean, you earned the right to have it, be able to eat like that. I understand, sis. I understand, but I just I always encourage people that if just don't give up. Just don't give up. You know what I mean? And I know. And again, my condolences to you and your family, and hopefully all goes well, and you guys be able to make sense of it as much as y'all can, and and you get back to doing your work and putting in your time. And of course, over here we all are one YouTube family, and my prayers go out to you and your family. And like the bug, what's going on, man? Of course, and I'm talking, and Leah, y'all know Fridays is the day that I usually try to talk about investing. and talk about what I might do. So if you guys actually look at the chat earlier in the beginning, other than SCCO, I put in some of the stuff that that's in my portfolio right now that I might end up buying more of. And so I just put them in the chat. And for those that was following along a little earlier, I always start out with $1. I'm not telling y'all that my strategy is the best strategy. I'm not telling y'all that the way I do it is the only way to do it. But what I'm saying is that the way I've done it has worked out well for me, and I am not complaining. I am not complaining. Here's one that I kind of didn't pay attention to, but I'm going to put it in the chat anyway. I know I mentioned this before, but this is an energy stock. Not saying it's one that I might. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. YouTube rejected my comment. How you gonna reject my comment? Hold on, y'all. Whatever. Give me 1 second. I don't know, YouTube or name, whatever. Hold on. We want to start investing, but first we completely fix credit. We went from thousands into debt between us both to under 500 just on my side. I'm damn proud of it. I feel you. I feel you, and that is a tough one. From what's up, dogs? Dover dogs, how you doing? God bless you. I'm glad to see you up $6. My brother went and started buying some crypto and some dividend stocks, and he said he's up $6. I mean, he's starting out small, and he's focusing there. Yes. And Leah, what I would suggest is that I mean, right now, and I think the stock market is up too high to really start. And this is the reason why, Leah, I do with the dollar. This is why I go to the dollar aspect. This is the reason why I go to the dollar move, Leah, so you understand why I do a dollar. If you start out with $1, right, Leah, and just put $1 in different companies that pay out dividends. Let's say the ones that I put there, you put out dividends. The reason why I say with the dollar is because it's setting up your portfolio, and you're starting out small, and you're not trying to go in heavy. I never tell people to go in and put a bunch of money in one place. A lot of times, there's going to be a lot of things you're going to learn with this. This is the reason why I do it the way I do it. And this is where it happened. And I tell people this is where I started out at. This is where I started out at. When I first started investing, Leah, I went and I put $1. And let's say the ones that I put in the chat, I just put $1, right? And anytime that I had a little bit of money, I put it in my portfolio, and I might have just left it there. And then I will put $1. I diversify my portfolio, and I just keep working $1, $2 whenever I had it. Nothing that was going to affect anything in my life. No bills, no nothing. I just kept doing that over a period of time. Every time I had $1, $2, and this is the reason why, Lee, I call it broke man investing. I'm talking to everybody. I'm just mentioning her because she mentioned about starting out small. This is the reason why I kept doing it the way I was doing it. And a little by little, I just kept doing it. And then the thing you have to be able to stomach when investing is that when you see your portfolio going downward, down, meaning the value of your stocks are going down and you're in the red. That's when I add a little bit more into those companies that I invest in. What I would suggest, what I also suggest is if you're not sure, just start out with ETFs. ETFs, in my opinion, are the easiest way to go. They cut out some of the risk that comes along with investing and just go that route, a little bit by a little bit. Don't ever feel, I never let people tell me because I didn't have a lot of money to invest that I need to have this bunch of money. And I keep saying the same thing to a lot of people, that you're supposed to start out small. You're supposed to start out based off of where you at. What I always tell people is stay in your class and you'll last. You try to do this and you go in too fast, all you're going to do is you're going to make a lot of costly mistakes. So with me, and the way that I started doing it is to cut out a lot of those costly mistakes. Start it going slow, put $1, diversify as far as you can, and then slowly work your way up, accumulating much of the, once you decided on how the companies that you want to invest in. And every time you see it drop down, put a little bit more, put $1 here, $1 there. And you'll be surprised how fast you will increase the value of your stocks and your portfolio. And you going, and like I said, when I first started, I had a little bit of money, and my first goal was, okay, if I could get $1,000 invested, I was like, my first goal was 500. And I'm not saying that was a cap goal, like I just wanted to reach the $500. Then my second goal was, okay, now that I got to the $500, my second goal was, okay, I want to get invested into $1,000. Now, here's the thing. In the beginning, I went 300 different companies that paid out dividends. Is what I did. I put $1 in 300 different companies. Now, did I do it all at one time? No. I picked $1 here, $1 here, $1 there. Once I accumulated 300 companies that I wanted to put money into, then I just started adding in a little bit more money to those companies as time progressed. A little bit here, a little bit there. And then what happened was when I started seeing the dividend come back, and the dividend would come back into like a penny here, $1 here, penny here, a quarter here, a nickel here, and just coming back in little small portions. So I would take a little bit of my money in that dividend money and then just keep recycling the money back in. Once I've accumulated so much in stocks and dividends, and I've seen a decent amount of dividends coming in on a monthly basis, because you're going to get paid dividends on different days and different times because company pays out different moments. And eventually that money started accumulating every month. So it's hard to invest when you started out. But now if you're getting $200, $300, $400, $500 on a monthly basis, right? And you see the money keep coming back. Now all you just do is you don't have to take the money out of your pocket no more. Your portfolio starts to feed itself through the dividend payout. So every time they pay out dividends, I take that money and I just find other ways to reinvest it. Find ways to reinvest it. 500 ways to reinvest it. And now I just start to recycle the money. That's it. And that's all I was doing. It was nothing complicated, nothing spectacular. And I had to start out. And Dover Dog's funny. He's saying $300. I'm going to let y'all know right now. No, I ain't. But that'd be nice. That would be nice, but nah, I ain't. But he funny. What's going on? But yeah, but that has been the move that I have been making. And now that I don't actually feed the stock, my portfolio feeds itself through the form of a dividend. So now I don't have to take money out of my paychecks, trying to sacrifice what little bit that I was sacrificing. I've done it for so long now that the portfolio is now building itself. And that's not what my environment. I have other portfolios and they're all building, they're all feeding themselves now. I just look for ways to invest it. So when I go and open up my portfolio, when the markets open up, what I do is I just I see what money I have to work with and I look for opportunity. So because I get dividends almost every single day, I open up my portfolio, I see something that I'm looking for, I see opportunity and say, oh, you know what? I got $10 here. Let me see if I get somewhere I can stick this $10 that looks good. Go through. If I find something, I buy it. If not, I just leave the money sit there. I'll just leave the money sitting there and and then wait for another opportunity. And that's why when the Fed started to talk, a lot of times you'll see the stock market crash. When the companies start to announce their earnings, you'll see a lot of the stock market start to go down. Not the whole stock market, but sometimes the company in itself. When you get near when they're about to announce earnings and stuff, you'll see the stock prices drop and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I look for on a day-to-day basis in my portfolio, which is what's going to be the thing that's going to encourage me that I'm going to buy more or not. And this is what ended up happening over time. It took a while to get to this point, but I did. And listen, did that work with every single company I have my money invested into? No. There's some companies that hey, just for real. Yeah. There are some companies that that is doing okay, and there's some things that I am up 800% in return. There's some things I'm up 400, 300% because I kept doing it. But there's some other ones that I'm down 30%, 40%. Not a whole lot, but there are some that I'm down that much. But the vast majority of my portfolio, and like the bug says, subscribe, and I appreciate that. And I would appreciate if y'all listen to Ant Like the Bug and subscribe. Even my brother Dog says subscribe. And I appreciate that. And listen to my brother the Dog's basketball, whom team is doing some amazing things out there. And sometimes we get to watch it right here on the OG Network. Subscribe and like and share. Appreciate y'all, my brothers, for supporting the channel. And Leah, that's what I would suggest you do. And if you don't have any other time, Leah, to look into investment, just know that on Fridays, this is the conversation that I have about money, investing, and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. On a side note, I'm watching these. Black Friday is this time of year. I watch people gonna go out there and they just going to spend crazy. And a lot of people are going to go run up a bunch of debt. And it's going to get ugly again if they're not careful and mindful. There. Now, for those that are on the line, and this is what I mean by sometimes people listen to noise as opposed to following what's going on. And this is not a political conversation, but I just want to make this point. I don't know what they talking about. But this is the point that I want to make. When the administration was talking about, basically they was meeting with the auto industry, right, and trying to figure out getting away from this electric car push and electric car agenda and electric this, electric that, and just trying to make everything about electric. And I ended up telling people, and I'm not saying that I know everything, but this is what I was talking about on my portfolio. This is what I was talking about with my portfolio. And a little while back, and I kept saying that I'm buying them Ford, and I'm buying General Motors, and I'm buying Stellantis. Those are the three automakers that are in America that I had every intentions of putting my money in the stock was. I already had a little bit, but no, it's no problem. You know what, Raven? I think that is a good point to point out. I'm reading the first comment, and I get what you were trying to say, and I think that is a actual good point. I think that is a good point. But I went in and I said I was going to buy up Ford, and I was going to buy up General Motors, and I was going to buy Stellantis, all three American companies. I ended up getting Ford, and I am up percentage-wise. These are just some of the ones that I'm telling you why you ignore the noise and you pay attention to what's being said and how things are going to move. I ended up getting Ford at, I am up in Ford percentage-wise, 37% above what I invested. I own Ford stock at $9.65, and Ford currently is at $13.30. Now, and again, does that mean I'm making a ton of money? No, but being up 37% return on your investment in the moment is not a bad return on your investment. That's if I was to sell Ford today. Am I going to sell Ford? No, I'm holding. Why? Because Ford pays dividends. Ford pays dividends every 3 months. They pay so far they've been paying 15 cents a share every 3 months. I'm a hold on the Ford, along with Stellantis and along with General Motors. Stellantis and General Motors, I'm up. The percentages wise isn't as high as it is with Ford. Well, no, I'm sorry. General Motors, I am up way more. I'm up 65% in General Motors. General Motors, I'm up 65%. I don't know, and I ain't worried about what they say. You know that TDS is real, and they never gonna get away from it, which I can care less. Right now, we're talking money, we're talking investments, and that's where I'm gonna stay at. If you want to talk that other stuff, you can go somewhere else and talk it. This is not the day for that. But this is what I mean by being consistent. And I went and I tried to buy as much of it as I could, and all three I'm in the green right now. But of course, Ford pays 15 cents a share on in dividends, right? So here's my point to that. And this is where investing is so essential today. If someone owns enough money in Ford, let's just say you're one of those people that you have roughly about $250,000 just invested in Ford Motor Company. And you got it, let's say when it was 8 something a share. And you just waited every 3 months for that dividend. Do you not know that if you was to go purchase a Ford, you would literally be buying it for free because they be giving you back the money in dividend? You never took the money out of Ford. You just said, I'm gonna go buy me a Ford car. But if you would get enough money every 3 months in dividend, and over time it would literally pay for that vehicle. You get what I'm saying? And this is the reason why I invest the way that I do. And buy me a Lambo with those dividend payouts. This is the reason why I invest the way that I do. So if you're a person that can sacrifice investing long enough to build a portfolio long enough, you can offset your living lifestyle. You can. Right here in America, I'm not talking about no other country, I'm talking right here in America. This is why I don't pay attention to so much about the noise. Yeah, I do pay attention to some extent. Yeah, I do listen to it to some extent. But I also make the biggest factor of this is I need to know what y'all going to do and how can I personally benefit. This is what I'm talking about. How can I personally benefit from what y'all plan on doing? Now, they would all get on there, like you get the people that come to my lives all the time and they talk whatever they talk. They got all this noise and stuff like that, right? Believe you when I tell you this. If you start paying attention to what's going on that you don't see, a lot of these people that's telling you to run and be scared and be paranoid, they're doing the very opposite. See, they don't want people like me to talk the way that I talk. Why? Because if more people learn what I know and what I'm talking about and they exercise some of the same things that I'm exercising, guess what's going to happen? You'll have more people coming out of financial dire. That's the real fact. But see, they know that most people will never be able to stomach it long enough. That's why they flood the market with advertising. That's why they flood the market with this and flood the market with that to make sure they take your eyes off the prize. And take your eyes off the prize. And you're right, Red Raven. And take your eyes off the prize. Listen, in his case in point, when they was doing all of that, When they was doing all of that, you got to get the jab, right? I looked at what they were really talking, what was really going on behind the scene, and I bought the stocks of Pfizer. I bought Johnson & Johnson, and I mentioned this before. I bought Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and I bought Moderna and Gilead Sciences. All four of them. Once I found out the move that they was making, because y'all thought it was about one thing, and it wasn't. It was a money grab. It was a big one, big money grab. And y'all don't think I know what I'm talking about. Once you look at who was paying for their campaign back then with Joe Biden and them, and this is the game that they play all the time. When Joe Biden was running for office, you go look at where his campaign money funds were coming from. And then you'll understand why he was talking the way he was talking. That's why he kept trying to tell everybody to get jab, and paranoid. And that's why the Democrats was pushing all of that. Meanwhile, the stock market for those companies, some of them 400% return. Pfizer profited $5 billion off of it in 1 year. Now I jumped out. Once I doubled them and tripled and sometimes 4 times 400% return, I jumped out of all of it because I knew that the hype was over. When it all peaked off, I stole everything and I made a good chunk of money out of it. And I waited it out. And I seen all of the value of those stocks eventually start to taper back down. He had the vast majority of the world in paranoid while they're making a ton of money. See, the only difference between them and now is this. And this is where I tell people. That's why I said before, when Trump stood up there, and they get mad when I say this stuff, and he said, this will be a good time to buy. I want y'all to go look at where the stock market was when he said it was a good time to buy and where the stock market is today. Now, when have you heard any politician beyond him stand up there on a public stage and say that? He said it was a good time to buy. He didn't tell you to buy anything. He just said it's a good time. That means he threw every single person that heard him at that moment an opportunity to make money. And instead of the Democrats saying, oh, you know what, that's a good idea. You know what they did? They complained about that too. But for the people that took advantage of that moment and started purchasing stock at that moment, guess what happened? They made some money. That's it. You can get mad all you want to. You can hate the person all you want to. But again, if you would have listened to what he said and would have went into the market and said, you know what, I'm going to start. Since he said it, I'm going to do it. And look what happened. And like I said, this is not so much about politics, but I'm just trying to paint a picture that they're manipulating the people. Get you caught up worrying about race, worrying about this, worrying about that, got everybody arguing with each other. And they got everybody out here arguing with each other because they the ones spewing all the bull crap. And while y'all doing that, they're making the money. Why they got you out there spending all your money on Black Friday, they're making the money. Why they got you out here running up all this debt to try to please people and got you angry and mad and all of this other stuff. The vast majority of Americans, this is what they got us doing. They're making the money. And look at what he said. Nancy Pelosi has been in politics all her life, nothing else. $300 million. $300 million net worth. But she didn't tell y'all what to buy, did she? How many times Nancy Pelosi said, when Trump said what he said, they all criticized Trump. Meanwhile, they still making tons of money off of politics. They got y'all mad about the noise out there arguing with each other on the streets, throwing bricks at the ICE because they're trying to remove everybody, getting mad at Trump. And listen, y'all not benefiting financially. None of what y'all doing. Got everybody out there acting a fool, mad and hating each other over one man, while they, who say they mad at him and telling y'all this stuff, they are benefiting from what he's doing too. So if you was that mad at him and you didn't trust what he was going to do, why would you still be invested in the stock market? I ain't seen one Democrat and none of these politicians said that they are closing out their positions and getting out of the investment because Trump is going to destroy this country. I ain't seen one of them do it. None of them took their money and ran. None of them took their money and ran with it. You know what they did? They still right there. So they're telling you all of this bad stuff that's going to happen. That did not happen yet. But why are they still investing? Why are they still buying stock? So if it was always going to be so bad and so horrible, why are they still doing it? And see, that's and this person I know, Red Raven, is absolutely right. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. And this is the point that I keep making. Is that they got everybody worrying about noise and mad. And believe me when I tell you, it works. Why would I not do what works? If I can keep you distracted on a regular basis. And listen, don't get me wrong. I voted for Trump, and I voted for Trump because I wanted him to go do exactly what he said he was going to campaign on. 100. When he ran his campaign and I listened to what he was saying, I wanted what he was talking. I wanted for America because I knew that that's exactly what you had to do to fix the problem. Now, can I trust 100 that he was going to do it? I don't know. But I know what his reputation was when he was there the first time. He did a good job. So I wanted that back too. And listen to what I'm trying to tell you. I don't care if anybody can't stand my guts for voting for him. I don't care. I really don't. Right now, I am on the winning end of my vote. I seen what he was going to do. He made it known what he was going to do. And I am 100%, for the most part, benefiting from it. So I don't care about the noise. That's why when people come to my live, I just laugh. I say, y'all are so idiotic. Y'all don't care. It makes sense. I function in a world. I'm about common sense. Nothing else. I'm about common sense, nothing else. And guess what? I'm winning. If anybody had bought stocks and invested at the moment he said that, they would be killing the game right now. But they distracted them. And they listen, keep on being distracted. I like when people are distracted because guess what? I win too. While you out there spending, I'm out there making. That's why I love capitalism. Some people don't like it. I love capitalism because I am going to capitalize off of people's stupidity. That's it. I'm going to. You either going to be a victim of this or you're going to be a beneficiary. I choose to not to play the victim game no more. I choose to be a beneficiary 100% as much as I can. Oh, we know for a fact. What's up, George? How you doing? God bless you. Make sure you hit that like button for a brother. Make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all very, very much. Yes, Ain't Like the Bug made money. And like I said, be mad at me. You can hate my guts. Proof is in the pudding. Can't argue with results. You cannot argue with results. It's one thing to sit there and complain about it. Can't argue with results. I was pumping money in semiconductor companies like crazy. Anything that was related to semiconductors. Listen to what I'm trying to tell y'all. I was pumping money into semiconductors like crazy. And almost every single company that makes semiconductors, I am killing the game right now. I'm killing the game right now. Mad all they want to. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. That's why I ignore noise. I filter out the bull crap and I go for what is necessary. I look for the facts and the movements, and everything that I've seen so far has been, one, for the most part, beneficial to me financially. In other ways too. in other ways too. And this is why I tell people investing in soil. This is why investing in soil essential. I don't care about y'all talking all that. Everything that they said was going to happen went the opposite way. They said this, this was going to be this was going to be that. What happened? America right now is at the top of the game right now. And everybody's still running around making noise. For what? And like the bug said, all you trolls come to the Fracas Show. And if y'all know what he's talking about, every Sunday, 12 o'clock noon, we have the Fracas Show. If you're a troll and you're on there right now, you're welcome to come to the Fracas Show. And say your and you can troll over there. So if you on this live and you want to be a part of the Fracas Show, you want to come in, make sure 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can come to the Fracas Show. We invite the smoke on the Fracas Show. Understand, we have no mercy. We have no mercy. Yeah, yeah, Raven. Yeah, and that's it. When I tell y'all, again, come to the Fracas Show. But here's the thing. Outside of that, we do a lot of good things on this channel. On the OG Network, there's a lot of things that we're incorporating on this channel. So make sure y'all like and subscribe. This is not just about politics. Yes, I do talk politics on my morning show for the most part. But I also have this and likes and dislikes, which I do Monday at 10 o'clock a.m. When I can. Sometimes, work schedule gets in the way of that. But also I do talk about politics to here and there. Yes, I have deviated to some extent away from a lot of it. Not all of it. And I'm never going to get away from all of it, but just enough of it because I just don't want to overflood my channel with that. But also on Mondays at 7 o'clock p.m., we have what we call Philly Talk, where we look for somebody from the city of Philadelphia that is doing amazing things, and we showcase them right here on the OG Network and give them a chance and for our audience to see some amazing people coming out of the city of Philadelphia. And so if you're interested in knowing all of the people and some of the amazing people that come out of the city of Philadelphia, come in on Philly Talk, and where we try to get guests to come in that's doing amazing things in Philly. And you get a chance to see what Philly is about, the better parts of Philly that no one ever talks about. And also, and if you're looking for hair care products, if you're looking for skincare products, and if you're looking for amazing candles, go check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. Just so y'all know, before this video began, there was a short video commercial of their product. When this video ends, you will also see a short commercial of the product that their company and the product is called Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. You'll be able to see the commercial if you're interested in hair care products, skincare products. For me personally, I use their product. I use their body wash, deodorant, their coconut buttercream custard for my skin. I use what I call Afro Magic on my hair, but it's infused buttercream cluster. But if you on this live, make sure y'all check out Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare products. And for anybody that's located in the state of Pennsylvania, or New Jersey, or Delaware, go check out my man Tone from Paoli Ford. If you're interested in a Ford vehicle or a used vehicle, my buddy Tone down at Ford Paoli, located on Lincoln Highway, 100 West Lincoln Highway, Paoli Ford. His name is Tone. You want to know who he is? Just call Paoli Ford at 610-644-4703. Call Paoli Ford at 610-644-4703 and ask for Tone. And tell him Ryan from Ryan Opinion Don't Matter sent you. And I guarantee you he's going to take care of you. He's going to make sure you're good and try to get you the best deal possible. And that's real talk. And so if you live in the state of New Jersey, Delaware, or Pennsylvania, they're located on 100 West Lancaster Avenue in the state of Pennsylvania. Paoli Ford. If you're looking for a great deal on a vehicle, check out my man Tone from Paoli Ford. And the number again is 610-644-4703. And with that said, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. I really, really do. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hitting the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. And for those that are still on this live, again, outside of anything and everything I say, make sure y'all have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I can't tell you, I can't make you, but outside, Ron's opinion don't matter with a lot of stuff. But when it comes to having a relationship with Jesus Christ, Ron's opinion does matter. And please stay tuned as I get ready to close out this video and check out top to bottom hair and skincare products. The video is only a 30-second video. Just hang in there and check out the video. And y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm out of here. Peace.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.